Alright, give me a second, guys. Something's going on with my camera. Yep, something's going on with my camera. Well, fuck me sideways. What is this? Hang on. Hang on real quick. I apologize. This is a USB. And then a video device. Just let me make sure this is actually working. It's not. Alright, so we're just gonna go into this one. I normally use the NVIDIA device because it's a little better than this one. But I guess today we don't get that. How are you guys doing today? Happy Thursday. I was spacing. So just fair warning, I took a nap like just a few seconds ago, and now I am up and getting ready to stream. It's his fault. 100%. It's this guy's fault. I actually remember briefly waking up last night to this guy putting a toy on me. One of his little spring toys. And, like, I don't remember a whole lot of what happened after that. I'm pretty sure I went to bed. But I would not be surprised if he woke me up like 6 or 7 times last night. Just alone. And I think it's been going on, like, relatively frequently. Let me hang on. I think it's been going on relatively frequently because I've been very tired for last week, I want to say. So he's been getting a lot more active at night, which is bad because I've been trying to get him to make him lose his energy later in the day. Like throughout the day. That way at night he's not bothering me. So like we go on walks, we go on hikes. I play with him a lot to try and get him, you know, to lose that energy. And since he's still waking me up early in the morning, it's clear that's not happening. He's still very energetic. So I have to figure something out because I need my sleep, and I have not been sleeping well thanks to that. But anyways, we are doing Genshin Impact today. They've got an update, and even though I'm not super Yuri, hello, how are you? How's your Friday? It's Friday over there, isn't it? How's your Friday? Woo was also got an update. You fucking serious? Well, let me update that real quick. Is it a big update? Let me see this. No. The interlude story with Luke. Okay. We'll do that tomorrow then. I'm gonna do this for now, just cause the update's a little older, and then I guess tomorrow I'll do the Withering Waves update, and then on Monday we can hit Lies of P again. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do, I might do like gaming during the afternoon here, like it's 12 o'clock right now, roughly. What I might try doing is in the afternoon I'll do like a game stream, and then at night my time I'll do like I'll do my reading. I think that might actually be for the best. But I need to get a good camera stand, guys. I don't got one of those. So the interlude, I did see some Luke gameplay a while back, which actually did look kind of badass, not gonna lie. Not a huge Luke fan in general, but he seems like a really cool character to play. I will not be pulling for him though, because not only is he not a waifu, but I don't have that much asterite. I really do. I need to get so much more asterite. Okay. So we're gonna get a short story regarding Luke with some lore drops about the Fraxidus. So something to look forward to then. And maybe what we'll do tomorrow is depending on how long that is, like how I'm assuming you've already played it, Yuri. We're in. Sorry, I was briefly distracted by cat videos on Instagram. Happens sometimes, only occasionally, but it does happen It does happen sometimes. Cat videos, they distract me. Actually, I've been trying really hard to curate my social media these days. There's always been a lot of negativity. I feel like it's getting more and more bad as time goes on. Quest overview. What is this? So those who embark on the expedition. So time rewards available. This. That's weird. Okay.
Where'd this letter in our bag come from? Could it just blow in on the breeze? I hope it provides a moment of peace all the same.
Alright, so we got a letter. We gotta view the letter, but we gotta get away from these guys first. Let's go over here, and let's grab this. I didn't even realize this Moon Oculus was over here. We gotta grab it. Okay. So we will now view the letter. Let's go into expired. Of course it's expired. Is this it? Zhao flight manual. Not use that at all. Don't even know what that is. Consume sanctifying elixir to generate artifacts through the process of definition, or consume artifacts to obtain the sanctifying elixir through the process of extraction. During each, I don't know what that is, but that is not what we're looking for. We just want the letter. Is this Wild Hunt? No. 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 So about the length of a single stream. So we can probably finish that in one stream. Letter carried by the wind to Brandon. That's me. That's me. Yes, I named the traveler after myself. This was a long time ago since I started playing this game. Hey, long time no see, my friend. What's that? You say we just met recently? For a heart that always misses its friends, every second feels like an eternity. And after such a grand adventure in Nodcry, you must have gathered quite a few stories along the way, yes? Are you, perhaps, looking for an old friend to talk to? Do you happen to need a bard? One who can turn your tales to verse? If so, come and catch up with me at Star Snatch Cliff. The wine is poured and the strings are already tuned. A bard. A bard. Eon's story wasn't even, that was a very short story, honestly. Alright, Cat's not here, so we're just... Oh, he's up there. Okay. I was like, where the fuck did he go? He is up there. Okay. So,
Oh, it's from the Tone Deaf Bard.
yeah, tone deaf bard.
Apparently, he wants to hear all about our adventures in Nodcry. Maybe we can get some tasty treats out of him in return. Come on, let's go to Star Snatch Cliff.
All right, guess we're going to Star Snatch Cliff. Oh, and the cat came and got in the bag. So, I will bring him on over in just a second. He really does love it in here. You know, like I play Resident Evil sadly, but I'm looking forward to Crimson Desert. I haven't played a Resident Evil game in so long. Honestly, I would love to play a Resident Evil game if I'm being frank. But I need to start from God, which one? The one I left off at was the one where you play Chris Redfield and that black chick. And you fight Wesker as the final boss. Like 4 or 5. No, Daiki, he really loves it in this bag. This was probably my best purchase for him. When we go to Japan, he's probably going to spend a good deal of time in there when we're exploring Japan. And he'll probably be in there for most of my California trip, too. At least for the first few days, because I'm doing Anime Expo in California. And he will be coming with me. I'm not going to bother with that guy. We don't need to bother with that. Oh, did some of your chat not appear? So let's see. You've got... Let me start with shorter than AMS story, around 3 hours. Shorter than Q1 story. And then you're not going to play Resident Evil Requiem, but you're looking forward to Crimson Desert. What else? What are you missing?
Welcome back, old friend. And how should I be addressing you these days? The honorary knight of Mondstadt? The Tumaini of Natlan? Or the great hero of Nodcry?
You can call me all that.
You sure have your finger on the pulse. We've barely caught our breath since Nodcry, but it sounds like you've already heard about what went down.
Okay. Gotcha. So, I gotcha. So you only played Resident Evil 4 Remake and the others you just watched with a stream. Alright. I don't know why I can't watch other streamers. How was Resident Evil 4 the remake, by the way? No, that's not gonna work. I really am always trying to figure out the best camera you can see. You only see like half my face on this. That's the best that really is the best we can do.
News travels
So,
fast on the wind. But before I can turn your tales into tunes, I need to hear them from the horse's mouth.
now with the remake, did they just re-update the graphics? Because I remember playing that for the Switch. Requiem reeks of woke interference. How so?
My wine and my lyre are at the ready. So please, traveler, take a seat and tell me your tale.
You leave it to me, tone deaf bard.
Amazing! Incredible! The Rapier of Solnari and the Doctor? Truly a tale for the ages! So I'm guessing the wild hunt is a thing of the past now that you've defeated the Rehir of Solnari.
Den Nouveau. Den Nouveau. Controversial digital right management and anti-tamper solution developed by PC games from piracy, specifically during the initial high sales launch window. It uses advanced techniques like encryption and anti-tamper checks. So it's just to prevent piracy, or does it do other things aside from that?
Seems that way. We were kind of focused on dealing with the doctor, though.
Well, that's good to hear. Hey, now that the Northern Abyss calamity is finally resolved, Varka must be getting ready for the triumphant return of his expedition, right? I haven't seen him in the longest time. He must have so many stories to share.
I'm gonna ask, you two really met before?
My mom was wondering about that, too. He did call you Barbados. But weren't you still fast asleep back when he was in Mondstadt?
So I don't think I've run a game that has De Nouveau in it. Then, because I've never had an issue running games, so I'm wondering what games use De Nouveau. It sounds like, if what you're saying is what you're saying is true, then it sounds like De Nouveau as a program interferes with gameplay or game performance.
Let's call it half asleep. I was resting my eyes in the Thousand Winds Temple one day when I heard a commotion outside.
I'm gonna put this on auto.
Who had journeyed there in search of trials.
He uses two swords.
Tall tales at the local tavern. In fact, all that awaited him were moss-covered walls and an angry ruin guard. But he seemed completely unfazed, laughing heartily as he sent the ruin guard's missiles flying off into the horizons.
They must have been making quite a racket if it was enough to wake up the tone-deaf bard.
Yeah, it sounded kinda like...
Hey! Is that all you've got?
What the?
Oh, bring it on!
like that.
That doesn't sound like... Who the
Giving up already?
fuck is this guy?
Not half as tough as Vargas said.
A young knight of Favonius trekking out to the Thousand Winds Temple in search of adventure. Now there's a sight I haven't seen in a while.
Who the hell is this guy?
Bard in green clothes. Does this mean... Oh, you're Venti? I was just wondering how I was gonna track you down.
Oh, so you were looking for the tone-deaf bard? Strange place to start your search.
Would have
I
tried the
remember
angel
that.
share.
Blonde hair, white hair? You must be the honorary knight. And Paimon! The Grand Master talks about you all the time. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Lowen, Vice Captain of the 5th Company of the Knights of Favonius and a member of the Expeditionary Force. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Then why haven't we met this guy before?
So you're part of the expedition, huh? Right. So that's why Paimon's never seen you around in Mondstadt. Hey, wait a second. We never saw you in
Silverberry
Notcra either.
XO,
That's probably
hello.
because when the Wild Hunt was still running rampant,
Who?
I spent most of my
Who?
time out on my own, making
Who?
monsters. I barely went back to base at all. Then, once the Wild Hunt calmed down, I got sent back to Mondstadt.
Who met
It's a blessing,
who?
if you ask me. Sounds like I missed out on some serious action.
No wonder we never
Wonder
saw you
what
while
your
you were dealing with the doctor.
JP YouTuber's gonna think of Luke's story. So wait, a YouTuber or a VTuber? YouTube. They're on YouTube, not Twitch. Are JP YouTuber or JP streamers normally on YouTube?
Deliver some letters.
Okay, so they're mostly on YouTube. They don't do Twitch a lot then. Unless maybe it's HoloLive English. I don't know. No, I'm not going for Varka. I don't have a lot of primos, so I gotta save up.
Winery, at least 10 of them in total.
Jeez, how many people has he sent to deliver his mail now? Mika, Inefa, Lolan. He should just hire a full-time mailman already.
So HoloLive JP is on Twitch?
He's earned himself a new nickname. Let's go with Sir Writes a Lot.
Sir, right. That's stupid. I wonder what it was in Japanese.
I'll have you know that poetry and letters were humanity's earliest means of expressing their thoughts. So, tone deaf or not, I wear the title of Bard with pride. And I consider Sir Writes a Lot to be quite a compliment.
Wait, really? Darn it! Maybe Paimon should come up with some harder hitting.
Oh, here's the hoping, man.
Anyway, since this young man has come all the way to the thousand.
Let's wait until we finish with the dialogue here.
I assume he must have a letter for me too. Am I right?
You
I
sure
guess
are,
so.
to use the Grand Master's own words.
This one is for the bard in green clothes. These days, I think he goes by Venti.
These days, meaning he didn't go by Venti before?
The dress as such. You could start by asking around in Mondstadt, or maybe try your luck at the Thousand Winds Temple.
I figured that since there was this punching bag here, Ruin Guard, I could get some practice in while I was at it. So, I came right here the second I got back to Mondstadt.
That Varka is so
Uh-huh.
sometimes. It's a good thing we happen to be nearby.
Okay. Here's my account with Varka, but I got the Luke after him, so I'm guaranteed the Scaffier will unbreak it. Well, here's the hoping you get some good stuff. I'm not doing as many pulls these days. But I also lost a lot of primos, and since I am F2P now, I don't get a lot of chances to pull good characters.
Oh, he also said to remind you to write back.
F2P.
Nothing in particular.
F2P, free to play.
Two drinking buddies. But if I'm supposed to write back this time,
Bruh,
since I'm
no.
all over my response. Varka gave you a whole bunch of letters to deliver,
That
right?
is something.
Maybe you can head into Mondstadt and deliver the rest of them first?
You know what? If I
Not
could get.
Exactly. Assuming I can find the way. Hopefully the roads haven't changed too much since the pre-expedition days.
Well, why don't we have Mondstadt's honorary knight escort this...
Sure,
down
sure.
Varka's
Just
city?
make me
I'm
do
sure some
anything.
of the recipients of Varka's letters will turn out to be old friends of yours, too.
You know what? If I could get 70 pulls, that would be great. You say we'll only get 70 pulls, but that sounds like a dream to me because I barely get 10 these days.
Let's go! It's been a while since Paimon's done any guide work.
Thank you so much, Honorary Knight. And you, Miss Guide.
First time we've ever heard her called Miss Guide. Now what's he doing?
This, the wild hunt. Andreas, get home safe, Varka.
Why do my ears feel so hot all of a sudden? Is someone talking about me?
I was gonna say if it's the map with the map?
Surely there's no way anyone found the secret stash of cash in my office. That would be terrible.
Oh, something is happening here.
Bad time to get distracted. Watch out! Enemies approaching!
Huh? Oh, it's just a few stragglers. They're no real threat to us. This expedition is almost over. We just need to deal with these final few targets, and then we will make our triumphant return!
Oh, so we're playing Varka. Huh. Oh man, he uses two. So he does use two blades in gameplay. That's cool. No lie, that's actually pretty badass. Oops. Don't know how to use that jumping ability yet, though. Yeah, that jumping ability is rough to use.
Without the ray here of
It's
Solana,
not.
it seems like all that's left is their
How
primal
far
urge to
have you
destroy.
got with your
If
secret
this is all that
class
the Wild Hunt
read?
can
My
muster now,
secret
surely the
class
Vikings
read?
of Nodcroft will
Yuri,
be
what's
able to
my
do with
secret
left.
class read?
Just like I thought. What we should be wary of now is...
Grandmaster, based on Lightkeeper intel and our own reconnaissance, one of the suspected targets should be just up ahead.
Right, so I know it's a skill. You do his skill and then you... So you don't jump into the air then? I thought it was supposed to be like a plunging attack skill where you leap into the air and then you plunge down. But maybe I'm wrong.
Good. You know the drill. Stay here and stand guard. Leave the rest to me.
Okay. Well, that was my bad then. The title. I don't think I told you something like that. Secret class. No, not secret class. You sure you're not thinking of someone else, Yuri? Because I don't remember talking about a secret class anything.
Yes, Grandmaster.
Oh, right.
We meet
Nope, I
again,
remember now.
Andreas.
You're talking about the Pornois. Alright, let's see if I can actually use this.
So, you've returned from Mondstadt. Don't you want to see what it looks like now? I was planning to take a look around there myself. Perhaps you could be my guide.
What's this? An echo from 1,000 years ago?
So his ult doesn't do great damage then.
Normal so far. Here's hoping I'm just overthinking things. There are 2 other places to check. Maybe this will all go smoothly after all.
He just jinxed himself. So as far as the Pornois goes, I sort of lost interest in it. Like, the art style was great. But I don't know, the protagonist is just not that interesting. Like, oh, so the elemental reacts is what really is how he's supposed to be used then, or how his ult is supposed to be used.
It's your turn, my friend. Come, Andreas!
Although, for returning to your old home, perhaps Andreas is a little too ostentatious. Might be better to go by
Boreas.
Huh?
Injustice. Corruption.
Iniquity. Is the surface world still as wretched and foul as ever? Answer me, heir to the knighthood of Boreas.
Looks like I'm not getting out of this without a fight.
So I'm gonna fight him? Those who embark on the expedition. Or maybe we're not. Maybe we're going back to the Traveler.
That's where things stand with the expedition. The victors will be returning home.
Oh
soon,
no, we've
so
got
make sure to
Jean!
stock up on wine for the celebration.
I love Jean. Never even looked at Queen Bee. So, 345 chapters in total. That's pretty long for a Pornoir. Maybe I'll try that one. One thing I want is I want like a protagonist that I can actually get behind. The issue with Secret Class is like, first off, the dude doesn't have much of a personality. He's in a advise you don't. You advise I don't. Okay. Is it bad? And no, I have not done Varka's trial yet.
P.S. I hope everyone's keeping up with their daily training. I'll be testing you all when I get back to make sure no one's regressed. P.P.S. I wrote individual letters for each and every one of you. Don't forget to write back.
That's all.
Everyone gets one? Wow! Sir Writes a Lot is really living up to his name.
I guess the Grand Master must have something specific to say.
Wow. Here's another person I really haven't seen a whole lot of lately. I don't mind dark so long as it's well done. Like mostly what I look for is an interesting main character, an interesting plot. I do prefer more story than porn, so you know, I'd for something super long, then maybe I won't. I'm not a fan of rape and fiction. That's actually one of the reasons I did not like. Literally, the reasons I did not watch Game of Thrones is because of the incest, rape, and pedophilia. So might skip Queen Bee then. I'll have to figure something. I'll have to find something else out. If you know any good ones, be sure to let me know. I am mostly a fan of harem, to be perfectly honest. So if you know any good harem series, plop them in and I'll give them a read.
Even I got a letter, and I'm not a real knight yet.
I'm really surprised Noelle is not a knight.
Jean?
Hmm?
Oh, yes. That's our Grandmaster for you.
By the way, anyone know where I can find the cavalry captain? I have a letter from him
Right,
as well.
Kaya.
You mean Kaya? He said he was meeting a friend from the church at the Angel Share.
Rosaria, probably?
Allegedly for work. Said he was exchanging intel. But I'd say there's a 50-50 chance he's just there for a drink.
Yeah, for the most part, I'm with you. I prefer vanilla and harem over most stuff. I like slice of life is probably my favorite genre at this point. I just like chill stories that aren't super intense.
There'll be lots of familiar faces there.
I am watching Hell's Paradise, which is pretty good,
And these are there too as well.
despite the fact that it's not quite what I like to watch the most these days. Like my favorite anime right now is Freyren and Chain Soldier, or Motto Seihei no Slave, from this season.
Really? Oh, that would be a great help. Thank you.
Our thanks to you too, Lowen. The other knights will help distribute the remaining letters. You've had a long journey. Please go get some rest.
Great. But I won't be resting just yet. I have one last letter to deliver to Wolvendom. This one I was planning on delivering personally.
Wolvendom, so he's going to see
I heard that another
Razor?
challenger recently passed Boreas's trial. Well, with any luck, that wolf might be willing to reveal himself to me, too.
Very well, but please remember to show respect to the local wolves.
I will. Goodbye.
Clearly, something is bothering Jean. I should talk to her before going to the angel share. Even though Queen Bee can barely consider an end. Because the heroine, but she barely got what? So basically what you're saying is the main heroine doesn't get NTR'd, but the protagonist's first love interest and mom are sacrificed? Get me some Primogens. Alright, before I do anything else, I will do the trial. What button do I need to press here? We're doing that right now. Test 1. This is what we want. So, basic tutorial. Yeah. Varka is an Animo DPS character who dual wields, dealing different types of elemental damage based on the party lineup. The effect of having 2 Hexarray characters in the party will be triggered by default in Varka's trial. Additionally, all effects that deal different types of elemental damage can be triggered regardless of party lineup. Okay, so here are Elemental Skill 1. After using his elemental skill, Varka enters a special mode, Sturm and Drang. While in this mode, Varka's normal and charged attacks deal increased damage. In addition, his dual-wielding claymores will deal corresponding elemental damage based on the party lineup. Damage dealt by the claymore wielded in his left hand will be converted to animo damage. When there are Pyro, Hydro, Electro, or Cryo characters in the party, the claymore wielded in his right hand deals corresponding elemental damage following the aforementioned priority order of elemental types. After a period of time, Varka can unleash an enhanced special elemental skill and charged attack. Hitting enemies with a normal attack further reduces the time required for the above. Holding his elemental skill okay, so and this is what I was doing, was the leap. Unleash a powerful double slash attack toward the front, dealing 2 instances of animo damage if there are Pyro, Hydro, Electro, or Cryo characters in the party. The first slash will be converted to deal corresponding elemental damage according to the... okay. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of that, especially if it doesn't make a whole lot of sense and it's just there for shock factor. So that's what I wanted to do. There we go. So that's how the attacks work. Got it. You know, I can see how he would be a good character. No, that's a lot of damage, not gonna lie.
The story has only just begun.
Everybody stand back!
Charge! Burn!
So, have you read my harem stories yet? That's the real question I want to ask, man. Because if you haven't, you should. Okay, I see now how his attacks work. Varka actually seems like a really powerful character if you can use him right. Still not pulling for him, but...
Honorary Knight, you're still here?
They are light novels, but you can read the audiobooks instead if you wanted to. I still highly recommend. You can also, I do have a manga. Like, legit, you haven't, I don't think you've seen it, but I do have a manga that I've started. So this is it's an adaptation of my first ever light novel series. It is not on pre-order. It's out. But you can get this. Just saying. American Kitsune Volume 1. Manga.
Is it that obvious?
Huh? But Vark is coming back. The situation in Nakrai is stable. Surely things are looking up.
True. From what you and Lowen have told me, the expedition has indeed accomplished its strategic objectives. It seems that Mondstadt no longer faces any threat from the perils of the North, be they the Wild Hunt or the Doctor. And yet, for some reason, I can't help but recall something the Grandmaster said to me before he left.
What did he say?
If I don't make it back from this expedition, you'll have to assume the mantle of Grand Master of the Knights of Favonius.
Basically jinxing himself, saying he's not playing. He doesn't think he's gonna make it back.
If it comes to that, remember to train the next Knight of Boreas in my stead. I've planted some promising seeds in Mondstadt, but they still need time to grow. Some have yet to master the art of social interaction. Some don't yet understand that they too need protecting. And some, well, some might not even want to be a knight yet.
So I know the first one is referencing Razor.
There's no need to frown. I'm going on an expedition, not marching to my death. This is all just a contingency plan in the event that I'm unable to return. Until I return, I leave them in your care.
The lineage of the Knights of Boreas has nearly been extinguished twice in Mondstadt's history. The first wandering knight to claim the title arrived in Mondstadt 1,000 years ago, along with his wolf companion. He was as free as the wind. He left no succession plan behind. Even his name was lost to history. The title of Boreas could have disappeared from Mondstadt just as he did. But he had an informal disciple, a knight named Ravenwood.
Look at this guy, hang on.
The Knight of Boreas greatly. Ravenwood's valor and swordsmanship earned him the wolf spirit's recognition. When the old aristocracy tried to regain
Dude's
power,
out like a
Ravenwood came
light.
once more to Mondstadt's defense. From then on, the title of Knight of Boreas was passed down from generation to generation within the Knights of Favonius.
Wolf spirit? You mean that big blue wolf in Wolfenden?
Correct. As you may already know, the Wolf of the North is the surviving spirit of an ancient god, and the Knight of Boreas serves as an intermediary between him and humanity. Lupus Boreas, who had never known what it meant to love, came to understand it through the journey with his human companion. In the end, he chose to allow his power to become one with the land.
So, if he decided to let his power become one with the land, why are Varka and he fighting right now?
This was once a well-known tale in Mondstadt, but these days, few people are aware that the starting point of the Wolf King's journey was not Mondstadt, but Nodcry.
Well, I am very jealous of Zetsu. Like, very, very jealous of Zetsu. I wish I was good at explaining the plot of video games so that people would call me up for live streams.
The Great Wolf King of the North came here from Nodcry, although he doesn't like to speak of his past. In fact, he rarely shows himself to people at all nowadays. As such, this tale can only be found deep within the Knights of Favonius library. Even among the Knights of Favonius, few are aware of it. The Grand Master didn't disclose any concrete objectives before departing on his expedition. I couldn't help but wonder whether it might somehow be related to Nodcry's Wolf of the North. I kept my speculations to myself, however. Sharing them would only spread unwarranted suspicion toward the Four Winds among the people of Mondstadt. You experienced the turmoil caused by Dvalin the East Wind's actions for yourself. Surely you can understand my concern?
Interesting. So, Dvalin the East Wind,
No wonder Varga wasn't clear about
the
his
Wolf
purpose.
of the North.
Is that what he was worried about?
Oh, cool. Sounds like he does some in-depth studying of the games so that he knows the lore very well.
Very possibly.
Does he only play Wuthering Waves?
Deserving judgment. Having heard about your experiences in Nodcry, I now suspect that the Grand Master hadn't yet ascertained the true identity of our enemy at that time. And as it turns out, the Calamity born in the north wasn't an ancient god, but rather the Wild Hunt and the Doctor. I guess we were both jumping to conclusions.
So it seems like we believe that the issue is over, but the issue is actually not quite over, and Andreas, or Boreas, is somehow involved in what's happening in Nodcry right now, just judging from what I saw with Varka. No, always better to be overprepared than caught off guard or facing the worst case scenario with no backup plan. That's very true.
Yes, I completely agree. The tide can turn rapidly in times of battle. It's a leader's responsibility to prepare for every possible contingency.
I like Jean. She's so elegant. Though I prefer her other outfit, her first one,
Even
better
if
than
his
this one.
contingency plan never needs to be put into action. I'm sure the Grand Master is relieved to know that it's in place.
Okay, so leave the Knights of Favonius' headquarters. Now, can I go back and reread some of this dialogue? Not doing the Wonderland. Oh, nice. And it's always cool when, like, a VTuber or a streamer can get, like, help. Like, financial aid. Simply by streaming their favorite game. Let me see here. I want to see if I can go Wait, maybe if I go into here, do quest overview. Travel logs. I'm already doing the quest, so that's not story quest. No. Event quest. I don't think... No, it's not this. All I really want to do is, like, read the details. I'm already here. So essentially, he's either spending a shit ton load of money to get his characters to S6, or they're giving him S6 characters, which makes me extremely jealous. If they're quest overview, here we go, quest overview. No, I just did that. God damn it! That's not what I want. I wanted to read the thing I was just doing, the dialogue, because I feel like I missed something.
That turned into a pretty long conversation, huh? We should probably go deliver those letters to the Angels share now.
Right, let's go to the Angels share. I guarantee we're going to be finding Kaya with Rosaria. You know what I'd really like to do? I'd like to get an offer from CSUN to do Snowbreak gameplay. That would be fun. Though I'm small, so I doubt they'd hire me.
Come in, take a seat. We have a few specials today at Angel Share.
Aoi Yuki? Sounds familiar. I'll look her up real. Aoi Yuki. Oh, this one? I don't really know her. No. I know some of the characters that she does though. Mao Mao. I know Mao Mao and Tatsumaki. I don't know a whole lot about, like, I didn't really know who did these characters, so but I know the characters that she does. So like Mao Mao is one of my favorites. Of course. Well, lots of people spend money in gacha games.
When you're mixing drinks in hot weather, start
Yep,
by
Rosaria.
cold water and add ice cubes. Then drain out the water before adding the other ingredients. How's that for a secret recipe? Maybe it's worth a little intel in return.
He's trying to bribe her with how to mix drinks during hot weather. Oh, Yuki? She doesn't look like a loli at all, but she does. I did notice she played some loli characters.
Please. I've known that little trick for a good 10 years at least. You'll have to offer something a little more substantial if you're serious about trading.
Yep, Rosaria. I knew it was going to be her. She's the only one from the Church of Favonius that I know who is a heavy drinker.
I know there's no one else in the tavern right now, but do you two really need to talk so loudly? Especially if you're supposed to be exchanging confidential information.
Is she small? How tall is she? I didn't even look at that. I mean, so does is it Rika Takahashi? Yeah. Yeah, Rika Takanashi. No. Takahashi, right. Yeah, no, I was mixing up Rika Takanashi from Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions with Takahashi Rai. No, like I think Takahashi Rai is also a Shota Kon. if I'm not mistaken.
Kaya, Rosaria, D-Luke! Paimon knew we'd find you here.
It's the alcoholic trio all gathered together. Actually, that would be the tone deaf bard. Wow. Asshole.
A little liveliness never killed
4'9". She's smaller than my mom.
What brings you our way?
My mom's 4'10", so it's actually wild that there's someone out there who is an adult and shorter than her.
Please allow me to once again express my sincere condolences regarding your late father and the incident with Eric. We make absolutely no excuse for his crimes. I hope you will give some serious consideration to the question I asked you before I left, though I'm sure you're tired of hearing me ask by now. The Knights of Favonius will always welcome you.
So that's considered small even in Asia. Wow. Well, so I think the average height in Asia would be roughly like what, 5'4", 5'5" for women?
From the look on your face, I'm guessing the Grand Master is still refusing to drop it?
He nags like an old man. It's hardly surprising.
I mean, he is an old man.
Huh? Drop what? What's this about?
Nothing, really. Before leaving on the expedition,
So
Barca came
4'10"
here
to
chat with me over a
5'5".
drink.
Okay.
I failed to avoid him.
You know, that's not too bad a height. It's so I think the average height for women in America is like roughly 5'5" to like 5'8".
He asked me if I'd consider rejoining the Knights of Favonius, and I declined. He expressed his regret about everything that happened and asked me to reconsider. That's all there is to it.
So D-Luke is also one of the people he was talking about to Jean in her letter. Or not in her letter, in her flashback.
Skip a lot of details. There's clearly more to it.
Yes, clearly more to it.
Whatever details I chose to omit are in the past. Dragging them back up now serves no purpose.
Not a huge fan of D-Luke or his English voice actor, if I'm being honest.
But back then, you couldn't let it go. You and the Knights of Favonius were constantly at odds.
I wasn't seeing the full picture. I've had a lot of time to reflect since then. But my answer remains unchanged. I'm not rejoining the Knights of Favonius. Both the Grandmaster and the acting Grandmaster are too upright and honorable. I can't see the shadows that lurk beneath them due to the size of the organization they lead. They need someone on the outside to keep watch vigilantly.
If I had a Mora for every time I've heard you repeat that argument. I actually don't disagree with the first part of what you said. But don't you think someone can keep tabs on things from the inside?
When you join an organization, you're bound by its rules, no matter how free it may seem on the surface.
You think so? Never mind the Knights. Have you honestly ever been bound by the rules of the church?
Considering she's drinking.
Good question. Have you considered that maybe that's why I chose to join the church and not the Knights to begin with?
Are they arguing or not? It's kind of hard to tell.
They just have different ways of protecting those around them.
Kind of like the contingencies Jean was talking about. The more ways they have to protect their home, the better. Huh? Traveler?
I wonder if this is exactly what Varka was hoping for. Who knows? But we've delivered our letters, so I guess now we just talk to everybody. We talk to alcoholic number 1.
Report back to the Grand Master on. Let me think. Public order inside the city, monster activity in the wild. Oh, and a review of the latest vintages. I think I'll leave it at that.
Why? I mean, I guess I understand why he's asking
My
for a
reply
review of the
won't be a
latest
long one.
vintages.
As usual. I'm sure Varka won't be surprised.
You know what's interesting is D-Luke's voice actor, Sean Shiplunk something or other, he also voices Subaru from ReZero. She's upstairs. Of course she is.
If you hadn't had to deliver that guy's mail, you wouldn't have been subjected to all this tedious arguing. When I write back, I'll tell him to quit making trouble for other people.
Appreciate you, Rosaria.
Trouble? Lowen did most of the work. We just volunteered to do the last leg of the journey. Mostly so we could come say hello.
Besides, I wouldn't really call that an
So
argument.
you see what's really going on here? All three of us fell for that old rascal's scheme far too readily.
Huh? Scheme? What do you mean? Was Varka lying in his letters then?
No. While I'm sure Varka knows full well that D-Luke would never agree to rejoin the Knights, I believe the sentiments he expressed were genuine, as was his offer to welcome D-Luke back. There are people
You know,
who
I used to
love
think
that,
she was super
and
hot.
there are those who are true champions of justice to the core. Those people are the most susceptible to being driven to extremes by great upheaval. It's happened in Mondstadt before. Not only that, but it happened to a Knight of Boreas. That'll really hit home for Varka. And that's why his nagging is even more persistent than usual.
So, a champion of justice driven to extremes, or you're saying... yes, that is exactly what she said. It happened to Knight of Boreas. Bro, why is this even a fucking option? We're gonna do this one.
Yeah. So no one's told you this before? The lineage of the Knights of Boreas have
Oh, but
nearly
somehow
been
we're still getting
extinguished
to the
twice
lineage of
since.
Knights of Boreas.
The first was at its inception. The second was the case I was alluding to.
Yes, Jean told us about this.
Wasn't Jean telling us about this? Wait. And then we got caught up talking about the expedition, and we never got around to the second time.
I happened to hear about it from Varka once when he was drinking and started yammering on.
Of course it
Second
was when he
crisis
was
in the
drinking.
Knights of Boreas lineage. It was 500 years ago. Although the Knights of Boreas are meant to be intermediaries between humans and wolves, in practice, very few of them have been truly recognized by Lupus Boreas over the past millennium. Of those who have, the best known are the first Knight of Boreas, Ravenwood, the wolf pup Rostam, and Varka himself.
So, out of all the knights, which I don't know how many there are. 2, 3, so there are 4. Only 4 knights have been truly recognized by Boreas.
But 500 years ago, there was one who earned the respect of Boreas even before gaining the title.
Oh?
He was a disciple of Rostam. They thought he would become the mightiest knight of Boreas who ever lived. He was the perfect knight. Righteous, principled. His name was
Roland.
Blood-stained knight.
Wow, Roland. Now there's a name that's carved in history.
Yikes! Bloodstained Knight? That sounds a little ominous.
Well, apparently his original title was the White Knight. But he lost countless comrades during the Abyssal Calamity 500 years ago, including his tutor and mentor, Rostam. The endless bloodshed stained his sword and armor a crimson as deep as black, transforming the White Knight into the Blood-stained Knight.
Not the daughter, but the mother. You know what that reminds me of is there's a manga I was reading a while back called You Don't Like My Daughter, You Like Me, and it's about a college student who is in love with his best friend's mom. But her mom thinks that he is in love with her daughter. But it's not a pornwa.
After that, he threw himself completely into battling monsters, leaving Mondstadt and the Knights of Favonius behind. To this day, no one knows his final whereabouts.
Wait, let me reread that. I got lost. Stained in armor, a crimson as deep as black, transform. Okay.
It's hard to say whether the loss of an important figure in his life is what drove him to the point of obsession. or whether he was already too far gone to save.
Yep, he did indeed wind up with the mom, though I don't think anything really happened. At least back when I was reading, they hadn't reached the point of, like, true intimacy yet. I don't even know if they kissed.
But had he known that the Knights of Favonius would always welcome him back, perhaps things would have turned out differently.
An hour and a few minutes late, Doom TDA had my attention. For Doom, the Dark Ages. Well, you're here now, Raven Martyr, and welcome. So, Doom, the Dark Ages, what is this? A game?
So if you
We'll
want
look this
my
up.
opinion, the reason why Varka keeps asking Diluc
Doom,
to rejoin,
this
despite
one,
knowing that he'll never
ooh.
say yes, is
Oh.
to let him know you're not alone.
I think I saw gameplay for I never played it, but I saw gameplay for it.
After all these years, he's still as persistent as ever. Just like how he used to be with me.
Kind of wonder what their history is.
Huh. Turns out Varka's a lot more thoughtful than he lets on. Paimon had the wrong idea about him.
He wouldn't be the leader of the Knights of the Grandmaster of Knights of Favonius for nothing.
Really getting. Wasn't Andreas a god in Mondstadt thousands of years in the past? If so, why did Jean say that Boreas and the Wandering Knight only arrived here just 1,000 years ago? Plus, Paimon's super curious about what happened to Roland.
You know, I saw a thing a long time ago with Animal Crossing and Doom. I'm assuming this is that's not the same game. I'm thinking it's a different one because I don't remember when Animal Crossing came out, but it's been a while. So let's go.
That's a great idea. Jean said he hasn't been showing himself much lately, but he always seems happy to oblige whenever you show up. Let's go.
I'm assuming we're gonna meet Razor when we go there. Doom Eternal. Yeah. Well, because Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing came out at the same time. So I remember people had been making like memes that they were like best friends. There's even someone who did a video game where God, what's her name? The girl, the little dog girl in Animal Crossing was like killing demons with Doom Guy. Which was actually kind of funny. I liked it.
Was Bulbumdum always like this? Paimon has a bad feeling about this. The Wild Hunt? What are they doing here? Watch out!
Oh, that is interesting. The Wild Hunt is in Mondstadt.
I see everything. I'll protect us. Why? A moonlit night for all. The Temple of Wisdom. Everyone will be. Insolent. Ready, steady, go! Now you shall perish! Illusion shattered! There is no escape! Let's dance! Oh, Wayne. Why? A new
Oops, I did not mean to do that.
Shine down!
So we don't really... We didn't charge up much, but we are going to do this just so we can kill him faster. There.
Are you alright?
There's still something nearby. So,
What now? It better not be more
probably
monsters.
Lowen would be my guess. Lowen or Razor is going to be my guess. Yep, it's Lowen.
You scared Paimon stiff. She thought you were...
Stop right there. Answer me this. The 2 letters I gave you, who are they for?
2 letters? Wasn't it 3?
Okay. Well, Paimon's coolest naive expression doesn't appear to be an act.
So he's been seeing hallucinations of people. So, if the...
What are you trying to say, huh?
If the Wolf of the North is somehow related to the Boreas that is here, and also somehow related to the Wild Hunt, I guess it would make sense that the Wild Hunt is here in Wolvendom.
Paimon passed a test? Really? Ha! She didn't even realize she was taking one.
But then does that mean that the Wild Hunt is not related to the Arachnir of Solari?
You may dispense with your suspicions. The Wolfpack has borne witness. They fought against the aberrations that encroached upon this land. And our attackers showed no ability to disguise themselves this time.
Oh?
A familiar scent. Come. I will await you at the usual grounds.
The usual grounds.
Well, if the boss of Wolvendom has vouched for you, I guess I should apologize for doubting you just now.
It always pays to remain vigilant.
Fortunately, my experience in Nodcry didn't go to waste. Turns out the Wild Hunt all feel the same when you stab them. They didn't stand a chance.
A little curious about this dude's eyes.
Something seems wrong with that old wolf, though. Go on. You should check on him.
Not coming with us? Yeah, he seems kind of, I don't know if I want to say corrupted, but I'm wondering if he was the same guy that was fighting Varka. Oh yeah. Look at that. I can't tell if they're the same person or if they're somehow connected.
Lupus Boreas, not injured. Why so weak? Am I not strong enough?
And there's Razor.
You are not to blame. With your Iron Claw, you successfully blocked their attacks. However, their assault went beyond the mere physical world.
So they attacked the spirit or something of the sort.
From the distant north across the lands.
Oh.
They sought to corrupt the territory I protect. But I shall not let them succeed without a fight.
Okay.
We meet again, human Lupical.
So, are you saying that the Wild Hunt we just got attacked by came all the way from Nodcry to Mondstadt? How is that even possible?
I'm not gonna lie, whenever Paimon says something, it's always extraordinarily stupid. Like, this is the most anime thing right here where they repeat exactly what we were just told. But also, it was kind of obvious because the Wild Hunt has never been in Mondstadt before, and we'd only ever seen them in Nodcry. So yes, they came all the way from fucking Nodcry.
As you know, I stand.
It was obvious.
Incomplete being. I am but one remnant of the god Andreas' soul.
I see now. So I don't know how many remnants there are yet, but supposing he is one remnant, then what we saw Varka face was another remnant.
The source of this turmoil. I can sense it. It lies in the north, It is the part of me that remains in Nodcry.
Got it.
Whence I came.
So there's a part of him in Nodcry, which, yes, we kind of figured that part out at least. The real question then is what Boreas's connection to the Wild Hunt is. Because I'll be honest, I had assumed the Wild Hunt was something that the Rakier of Solari had created in order to restore his body, but perhaps it was something the Rakier of Solari piggybacked on and took control of. And maybe it's got something to do with this guy. Either he created it, like his other remnant, or it was an enemy from long ago. Either way, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. While I am doing this, I will let you guys stare at my cat, so that you're not too bored, because he's cute. Be right back, kiddo. He might just wind up following me, so I apologize in advance. Yep, looks like he followed me to the bathroom, which happens all the time. Daiki, come here. Let's see if I can get him back over here. Daiki, come here. Not coming over? Look at this kid. He's just like. Here he is. You can see his head like sticking out of the doorway. There he is. Daiki, you coming over? He's right here. Take a long All right, Yuri. We will be here. I miss you. Daiki. Up. You get up? Good boy. There's a good boy. All right, let me adjust the camera real quick. Whew. Getting back in there? Gonna get back in your favorite box. He might just go over to the window though. It really depends on what he wants at any given time. Yeah, I think he's just tired. I think he just wants a nap. So like when he wants to stare at birds, he goes over to the window. When he wants to sleep, I think he's just more comfortable in here. Which to be fair, we go out often, and whenever I go out to like a coffee, he just likes to nap in there. Oh.
Huh? Now Paimon's even more confused. How can you be in two places at once?
You split yourself into multiple parts?
For many gods, housing a part of their soul within an object is no difficult feat. But those who can perform such delicate partitions as this are rare, even among the gods.
Oh god.
The Wolf King, Andrius, was particularly adept in this art. Otherwise, no remnants of his soul would have survived till the present day.
I see. So if he hadn't done this, he would have been extinguished long ago.
The bard's back?
Tone Bard? What are you doing here?
Maybe the god of Animo guided me here. For it appears that someone is in need of a tale from the distant past. And our wolf friend doesn't seem too keen on recounting it himself. Who better than a bard to do the honors? Lord Boreas, do I have your blessing to share this story?
As you wish.
Lupus Boreas wandered the frozen tundra and stumbled
In
into
pursuit
the
of wind and shadow.
Enchanted by their song, tender as the dawn starlight, and curious about the ways of humankind, the wolf bade farewell to his home and set off for the city to the south.
At
As
Mondstadt?
the high tower crumbled and the fierce winds fell silent, Lupus Boreas, who once had hunted with the storm winds himself, looked within and inquired, was the shelter he provided for humanity really any different from that given by the reclusive king in his tower? The wolf entrusted those under his protection to a new god and quietly returned to the frozen north. There, in a palace long since abandoned by its former master, the great wolf closed his eyes and slept. 500 bitter winters passed, then 500 equally frigid springs. He slumbered undisturbed until a night stumbled in from the cold, just as Lupus Boreas had once done at the Seelie Hall, and awoke him at long last. The knight asked the wolf to join him on a journey south, to see once more the land that had all but faded from his memory. The gentle wolf, unwilling to refuse the human's earnest plea, split his soul into two halves and left his home once more.
Might be a little easier to see the cat if I push it like that.
Seeing how the ice and snow had given way to verdant plains, hearing the laughter and song that now filled the once somber city, the aging Lupus Boreas turned to his friend, the god of Animo, and remarked, "So, this is the world the humans dreamed of." Though the knight's journey was not yet over, the wolf chose to bid farewell to his companion here. He had written the end to his story. What knowledge he had been gifted flowed into the land. Everything he was, he gave unto the world.
So...
Well, That's how a bard would tell the tale. Lord Boreas, is there anything you'd like to add?
There is no need for you to ask that question.
So that's what happened. You returned to Mondstadt with that knight 1,000 years ago, and then, for the sake of the new Mondstadt,
You need not feel remorse on my account. That was my answer, my decision. If anyone should feel regret, it is the part of me who remained in Notcry. I fear Andreas has not found peace in his heart even to this day. That is surely why those vile aberrations were able to exploit his weakness, sowing the seeds of all the turbulence that has ensued.
Okay, so the Wild Hunt is not something that Andreas created, but something that took advantage of his weakness. Though the question still remains how.
Followed Boreas' trail in Nodcry. We investigated and discovered no signs of instability.
Andreas should still be slumbering by the lakeside. Perhaps all the recent turmoil in Notcry has had unforeseen consequences. And there's more. I detect another familiar scent from across the ley lines. A scent that reeks of blood.
I'm gonna be honest, it's a little sad that this shows up almost even before he finishes his sentence, because it's such a spoiler.
Oh, the White Knight who became the Bloodstained Knight? The mightiest knight of Boreas? But wasn't he from 500 years ago? You think he's immortal or something?
Yeah, there's a lot of ancient old people these days in this game.
Him as just a man. His lifespan should be no longer than any other of his kind. But before he severed his connection to Boreas, his final destination, it was the ancient kingdom of Conria, as you call it. Beyond that, I know not if he lived or died.
So now I'm wondering if he has some connection to the Reykir, Rhine-Daughter, and all the
If
others.
you want to get to the bottom of this, I'm afraid you'll have to make another trip to Nodcry yourselves.
Maybe we should talk to Dane about this.
As luck would have it, another old friend of ours just so happens to be free right now. If you ask him nicely, he might give you a lift. That could save you a lot of time on the road.
Are we talking about Dvalin?
No wonder I can suddenly sense the east wind's presence.
If even Mondstadt has been affected by the fallout, Nodcry must be in real trouble by now. I hope Varka can handle it.
Varka? Is he in danger?
I believe too many passengers would slow our dear friend down. I fear he only has room to carry one person, along with perhaps a diminutive companion.
You're telling me a dragon that fucking big can only carry one person?
Alright, wish it could be me, but I accept that we should send our strongest warrior to fight Nodcry's battles.
That's right, I am the
I'll
strongest.
stay here and deal with any wild hunt that try harassing Mondstadt. It'll be a good chance to try out some new moves.
You know, he's kind of a battle maniac. He'd get along with Child.
I stay in Mondstadt too. With Traveler's help, Varka will be safe.
Razor, give me your iron claw. Golden-haired traveler, give this token to the current knight of Boreas. It is a wolf spirit. It contains my power and thoughts. Though I have given him a piece before, this should bring him new strength.
The Dominator of Wolves once bestowed the power of his soul upon his pack, strengthening their hearts and sharpening their claws and fangs.
But human hearts and flesh cannot bear the soul of a wolf directly. It would be akin to forcefully merging a human and a wolf into one being. They would descend into chaos.
So they'd become like werewolves.
To prevent the entanglement of souls, the most I can do is temporarily house my power and thoughts within claws and fangs wrought of steel. Although, truth be told, that knight does not lack for power. What he needs more is the thoughts within. But I shall leave this for him to explain.
Yeah, I'm actually a little worried since it seems like Boreas is injured.
The King of the North remains strong for now. Besides, do I not have the protection of my Lupercal?
I will protect Lupercal. The North and Varka, I leave to you.
Just give me the word whenever you're ready.
Alright, I guess we're going back to Nodcry. No need to stick around here.
Set off. Better ask now. You'll probably have to hit the ground running when you get to Nodcry.
I guess I should ask these questions. I am a little curious.
The remnant soul that Andreas,
Right.
Dominator of Wolves and God of the North Wind, left in Nodcry. He once left Nodcry and braved the blizzards to confront the God of Storms and claim the right to rule. Yet even as the tower fell, he chose to abandon his claim.
The Caribbean. Isn't there a domain with that name? No, maybe not.
To the north and slumbered for 1,000 years before finally journeying back under the name of Boreas, with the first knight of Boreas to witness the new face of Mondstadt. When the wolf spirit could no longer maintain his physical form, Boreas chose to pour his power into the ley lines. With that, he became the North Wind of Mondstadt, as he is still known to this day. Any questions before you set off? Better ask now. You'll probably have to hit the ground. 500 years ago, Roland seemed destined to become the mightiest knight of Boreas ever to have lived. But he was too pure of heart.
Too pure of heart.
He believed firmly in his own ideals of chivalry, vowing to eliminate all injustice from the world. But the world had never been perfect and pure, nor would it ever be.
You know what this reminds me of is, I don't remember the exact quote or saying, but there's a saying about how those who don't know how to bend will break. And the stronger and sturdier you are, and the less willing you are to be flexible, the more likely you are to break.
Neither his mentor, the wolf pup Rostam, nor the Grand Master, known as the Lion of Light, could persuade him to temper his obsession. But what was the scent that reeks of blood that Lupus Boreas sensed? And what is its connection to Conria and the Abyss? Perhaps you will uncover the truth in Nodcry.
Okay.
Any questions before you set off? Better at the soul of a wolf is as unyielding as ice, and Andreas is a master of molding and shaping it. His people once drew great strength and wisdom from the wolf spirit. But human hearts and flesh cannot contain the soul of a god. Attempting to place the wolf spirit in a human vessel would slowly devour their sense of self, even if Lupus Boreas did not intend for that to happen. That's why Lupus Boreas developed the technique of imbuing weapons with his soul. It is his way of blessing his human Lupercal with the wolf spirit's protection. In fact, there is an ancient song that tells this
Oh no.
A weapon once of common iron, now through friendship turned divine, twixt man and wolf, a bond was made, a power born within the blade.
I don't need to hear your dumbass
As much as he
singing.
might claim not to accept humans, his actions sing a different tune. Oh, but keep that little observation between us, will you? Any questions before you set off? Better ask.
No,
now.
I'm good now.
Right. Over to you, Dvalin.
Man, been a while since we've seen this guy. Kind of sad. I don't think we're actually gonna get much of him.
The Knight of Boreas awaits below.
Oh, he's talking.
We must part ways here. Barbatos and I have other plans. We will meet you again later.
Not quite the voice I imagined.
Hey, wait! How are we getting down?
Can't she fly? Why is she screaming?
Hold the line! The enemy's on the brink of collapse!
Grandmaster! It's...
A plane. A jet. No. It's a traveler.
Ha! Reinforcements! It's about time!
Honorary knight reporting for duty, Grandmaster.
I'm on too!
We're just about hanging in there. Most of their grunts are taken care of now. Their leader's gonna have to make a decision soon.
So...
Fight or flight? What will it be, mightiest knight of Boreas?
Mightiest knight of... Wait, so this is... This is the Crimson Knight. This is Roland.
As expected, this hastily summoned Wild Hunt horde is nothing but a disorganized rabble. A mere shadow of the forces gathered by the Rahir of Solnari.
Okay. So the Rahir of Solnari was, in fact, the cause of the Wild Hunt. Or at the very least, what caused them to gather.
But they have served their purpose. I now understand your tactics, and you, in turn, understand mine. This is fair. This is the way of chivalry. Farewell, heir to the knighthood of Boreas. Whether you choose to resist me or not, I shall set right the injustices of this world. In the name of the blood-stained knight.
So Roland turned into a wolf?
So that Wolf of the North lookalike, that was Andreas? But why would he be leading the Wild Hunt? And why was he talking about the Bloodstained Knight? Ugh, forget that. We can save the details for later. He was the enemy boss, right? Are we just gonna let him get away?
There's no point chasing after him. We've crossed blades already, and it ended in a stalemate. Right now, there's nothing we could do about him.
Why, as strong as he might look, surely he can't be any stronger than the foes we fought before. I really do hate how these options, it's literally just an extension of the same option. Like, it's not as though we're saying anything differently. This is literally just one option disguised as two.
True. We're still not certain of his true identity, but whether he's a god corrupted by the Abyss or a legendary knight.
So either he's Andreas or he is Roland, who somehow became a
Killing
wolf.
him might be just about possible, especially now that you're here. The difficult part is, we can't kill him right now.
Why?
What do you mean? Is he immortal or something?
No. Judging from our skirmishes so far, I don't think he's got any special abilities of that caliber. Nor does he have the ridiculous level of power wielded by the Five Sinners.
But if this was Roland, then he was at Conria 500 years ago.
But, compared to Rerir, our current foe clearly has a better understanding of how to exploit Nodcry to his advantage. Particularly when it comes to Andreas' remnant soul.
So what you're really worried about isn't so much the enemy himself, but the god
Exactly.
remains.
Sounds like you realize what the crux of the issue is. I managed to cut off a sample from our foe, which Albedo and Durin are analyzing as we speak. Meanwhile, our other allies should be making their way home from their own battles by now. Let's discuss this further when they're back. We still have some big challenges ahead before this expedition can finally be declared a victory.
Okay. Is that Yehoda?
The meeting's probably gonna be in the biggest tent, right? Looks like a bunch of people are there already. Why don't we go chat with them?
It is Yehoda. I'd never mistake those thighs for anybody else's.
Good to see you again. Oh, Boss Sneff asked me to pass on a message. She went to see Lauma and Columbina at the Frost Moon Scions. Apparently, there haven't been any changes to that space the Rahir of Solnari's in.
That means the recent wild hunt attacks have nothing to do with Riri, right? Oh, that's a relief. Paimon doesn't fancy facing him again.
They're keeping a close watch on it just in case. With so many moon experts on the case, we're in pretty safe hands, huh? Oh yeah, Lauma and Columbina asked me to pass on a message too. Focus on the enemy you are facing. The moon will protect you all! Huh, you know something? These Knights of Favonius are paying me a pretty nice sum to deliver a few simple messages. Oh, Varka's a generous guy.
You ever get the feeling anime angles are a little weird? There we go. There's the anime angle right there. Glad I got that before I ended the conversation, or it would not have worked. Let's see now. Oh, there's Inefa. We'll talk to her too.
Propulsion module on cooldown. 15 minutes until next departure. Switching to
You know what I'm saying.
Hello there, Paimon, traveler. Varka placed a sizable order with the Clink Clink Krumkake craft shop. Aino is hard at work producing the strategic reserve, while I am handling the deliveries.
I know a crumb kake is technically is actually like a dessert. But I originally thought it sounded kind of similar to bukkake, and I'm like, what kind of sexual deviant came up with this? No, it's a dessert.
Secondly, I am also here to attend the meeting in her place.
What music apps do you use? Wait, hang on. I only use Spotify.
Huh? Flintz! Paimon thought the Lightkeeper's rep will be Itlua or Nikita.
You're quite right. However, Itlua and Nikita are both busy organizing the Ratniki's region-wide response to the recent attacks.
Oh.
And since I'm well acquainted with everyone else here, I was the one they recommended to attend the meeting. Sometimes you don't get a choice when there might be consequences down the line.
Samsung Music because you mean artist Haterfly. What? Because you mean artist Haterfly. What? Only one that allows use of FLAC tracks. Okay. I don't know what a FLAC track is, but interesting. I have a Samsung, but I've never used Samsung Music.
Hey, Honorary Knight. Looks like pretty much everyone's here. Albedo and Durin are just wrapping up their analysis. You want to wait for them here?
We'll wait for them here.
While we're waiting, could you update me on the situation in Mondstadt?
Sure. Why do I not give him the sword right now? And the bloodstained knight to the attendees.
And that's where things stand. The Wild Hunt is no longer under the Reikir of Solnari's control. But it has been
Okay.
reborn from the ashes and is now launching widespread attacks.
So what's happening with the app exactly? Like, what is it not working in some way?
Intel from the Frostmoon Scions and the Curatorium of Secrets corroborates this. No disturbances have been detected in the space where Rere resides. What we are facing here is a completely new foe.
So the Wild Hunt has basically been hijacked by Andreas or the the Bloodstained Knight by Roland.
Summarizing current situation. To confirm, the present leader of the Wild Hunt is the creature resembling a wolf. Andreas, god of the North Wind.
More precisely, it's the external will that has seized control of Andreas' spirit, namely Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Okay, so Roland has seized control of Andreas' spirit.
Whoa. Hold on. I'm completely lost. Isn't Roland some Mondstadter from like 500 years ago?
You know, the most interesting thing is, like, all these characters know so much, even though they really shouldn't. Unless we told Yehoda.
With a god from 1,000 years in the past and the present-day Wild Hunt.
The Codium music I downloaded from Steam or pulled from digital art book. Oh, it can't. It's possible that the music you downloaded is missing something, and you'll just have to manually insert all of that, input all of that data.
Allow us to explain that part. Are you familiar with compensation mechanisms? When an organism sustains damage, relevant tissues will undergo changes to offset the loss of function. For example, when one kidney is damaged, the other will be strengthened to compensate. Or, when a main artery is blocked, the collateral vessels become more active. Similarly, when the Wild Hunt lost their leader, the Abyss harnessed the memories that flow throughout the ley lines to fashion a new one, fit for the present circumstances. That new leader is a mirror image of Roland, the Bloodstained Knight.
Okay, so it's an abyssal imitation.
Compensation is, it will never quite match the functionality of the original organ. The Roland replica can't possibly imitate Rere's overwhelming power, nor his ability to disguise himself as others. So, the Abyss made use of the connection between Roland and Boreas to compensate for this lack of power.
The replica corrupted and took control of Andreas as he slumbered by the bank of Amsvartnir, ultimately manifesting as the giant beast that you all witnessed. However, exactly why the Abyss chose Roland to mimic, and indeed how it was able to do so, remains unclear.
Supposing Roland was in Conria 500 years ago during its collapse, a very good chance the Abyss just took over him or subsumed him in some way.
I guess he must have gotten caught up with the Abyss or Nodcry somehow during his wanderings through Tevat. But we can keep those questions on the back burner.
Okay, Paimon gets all that, but what did you mean when you said we can't kill him right now?
We can't kill him right now because a dead god may prove more dangerous than a living one.
Oh, this is true.
From intelligence gathered during the expedition, we have reason to believe that the power released when a god is felled can have catastrophic consequences for us mortals.
Like when the tower fell in Storm Terror's lair, or when the humans turned to salt beneath Sol Terrea.
Worse still, the wrath that remains after God's passing becomes a source of endless turmoil. Once God remains contaminate the land, they will persist for thousands of years.
like the Tatarigami on Yashiri Island and Tatarasuna, or the karmic debt borne by the Yakshas familiar. We're gonna go with this one. It doesn't really matter, but whatever.
Ravaged by the wild hunt. If we add god remains to the mix, it'd be like adding salt to an open wound, placing everyone who lives here in perilous danger.
Query. While I can indeed find records of disasters caused by god remains in my database, there also appear to be cases of gods dying naturally with no ill effects. In Natlan, the passing of the Pyro-Archon's flame is a common occurrence throughout history, and even the part of Andreas who remains in Mondstadt has experienced death once before, has he not?
Great question. Glad you asked. Honorary Knight, you said Lupus Boreas gave you a token to pass on to me? Please, present it now. It should help explain things faster. Come forth, Boreas.
Alright, we got ourselves a wolf.
Come to the end of its time. I'm afraid I can accompany you no further on your journey.
Is this a flashback of the first night?
Soul will fall into silence, and my
Yep.
power will flow into the ley lines of this land. Perhaps this is all that a wolf can hope to do for humankind. Do not grieve for me, for this is the end I have chosen. Instead, remember that one day, your wandering too must come to an end. Where and when shall that be? A final wish before I slumber. Sing me a song. That melody you so often hummed in the taverns.
Oh. He's got a decent singing voice.
You saw it too. You must have keen powers of perception. Not that it surprises me.
I know I'm awesome.
That was Boreas' final thoughts before merging with the ley lines.
Yeah, that makes
The reason
sense.
Mondstadt remains unharmed by his god remains. In his final moments, he made a choice to give everything he was to the ley lines. All to protect Mondstadt from harm.
Sounds like Andrea spent thousands of years searching for his place in the world, too.
Yes. And now our task is to return the answer he found, the decision he made, to Andreas' heart. Only then can he break free from the corruption and control of the Abyss, and make that decision once more.
To merge himself with the ley lines.
I would say that planting thoughts inside the mind of a god sounds a little far-fetched, but since it was his own wish to begin with, it sounds feasible to me.
Wait, we already have a perfect solution? Then why are we even having this meeting? Let's go do this thing!
Ha ha ha. If only it were that simple. Unfortunately, this one thought alone is unlikely to be powerful enough to break through the Abyss's control and reach Andreas' heart. We need to find a way to make the thought within this sword stronger and more resilient.
For now, Boreas needs all his remaining strength to fight against the abyssal corruption to Mondstadt's ley lines. He can't afford to send us any more of his power. However, since his form was unstable during his journey with the first night of Boreas, many wolf spirit fragments were left behind along the way. If we can collect those fragments, we can use them to strengthen the decision to merge with the ley lines.
So we need to retrace his steps and look for random fragments? But they could be anywhere between Nodcry and Mondstadt. It'll be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Imagine how far we'd have to go if they actually
You don't
did
need
do
to worry
that.
about that. There's a few fragments left to gather in Nodcry, but apart from that, most of them are already inside this sword. I've been collecting them during the whole expedition.
Huh.
Huh? Wait, really?
I mean, it's an expedition, not a stroll in the park. Each step of the way, we've been hard at work planning for every possible contingency. Not just the wild hunt in the abyss, but ancient gods remaining in Nodcry.
Sounds like this plan was a long time in the making. It's almost as if you foresaw the future.
As a matter of fact, I did. I caught a glimpse of fate's reflection. But I can't take credit for it. It was all thanks to the help of a few friends.
Few friends, Scryglass. The fuck is Scryglass?
All I foresaw was that an
Scryglass.
abyssal calamity was brewing in the north. Had I known more, we could have saved a lot of energy. Instead, we've had to make best guesses, prepare for every possible scenario. If all that preparation went to waste, all the better for it. But anything that proved useful, we knew we'd be grateful for down the line.
And sure enough, now it's proving useful.
Just one crucial step remains. We need to gather the last few wolf spirit fragments scattered around Nodcry, and use them to make the thought within this sword as strong as it could possibly be. According to what Boreas told me before we left Mondstadt, his form was at its most unstable at the beginning of his journey. That means the fragments here should be the most powerful ones.
So we're probably gonna fight the
We've been tied up
fragments.
fighting battles since the day we set foot in Nodcry. First with the Wild Hunt, then with the Doctor. So, it wasn't until recently that we were finally able to confirm the status of the Wolf Spirit fragments. We now know there are 3 left to find.
Okay, so 3 more mini expeditions to go.
Welcome, Maheen. What's going on? Yuri is taking a shower. A long one, he says. Raven Martyr's here. I think he's doing something with his Samsung. Oh, nope, there's Yuri. He is here. Welcome back.
I managed to gather 1 fragment before Roland reappeared. I also have a confirmed location for the second, which I'll take care of in short order. As for the 3rd fragment, we've identified a general search area to focus on, but we'll need all hands on deck to pinpoint the exact location. The final snag is that since our foe is a replica of Roland, he too will be aware of Andrias' history. He's sure to try and sabotage our plans by any means at his disposal. So everyone needs to bring their A game.
With our foe being from Mondstadt, it's our duty as Mondstadters to defeat him.
And since the Wild Hunt is involved, the Light Keepers will provide their full support.
The Clink Clink Crumb-Cake craft shop will also help in any way we can.
Gonna get some of Jehoda's inner thoughts.
Here for? Wait, I think maybe I signed a contract at some point. Didn't exactly scrutinize it though. I mean, who actually reads those things anyway, right?
Man, she is just lost in her own thoughts. Oh, congrats on finally getting the Morrowind album fixed up. You know, aside from the release date and artist. Sounds like uni is, same as always, Maheen. Hopefully, it's not too busy. I have a friend who she was doing some, she had like 4 exams back to back.
Ah, great. Knew I could count on you all. Lastly, our friend from the Curatorium of Secrets will provide intel and relay battlefield communications. Looking at you, Yehoda.
So, you'll be darting back and forth across the battlefield, dodging the Wild Hunt and the shadow of an ancient god. I'm impressed by your courage, Miss Yehoda.
Poor Yehoda.
Rating for Yehoda updated. Higher quality ingredients will be used to prepare your future meals.
Darn it! I should have known this payday wouldn't come that easy.
Just a day for me to go. Just one more day, Maheen. You got this. And then you can relax and play more Wuthering Waves. Yeah, I'm with Yuri. Have you made any progress on Wuthering Waves?
I'll deal with the second wolf spirit fragment, which we already know the location of. The moment you make any progress with Fragment 3, be sure to give me an update. Traveler, could you join me in retrieving Fragment 2? I have a feeling that your unique constitution might come in handy.
I'll follow your lead,
Time is of the essence.
Grandmaster.
Let's move out, people. Dismissed!
So how far have you gotten in, yeah, I was about to ask. That would mean he's been to Honami if he's gotten that far. Poor Chisa, still feel like she's been shafted. Oh, defeating Leviathans are pretty good feats, honestly. Oh, you did do the Chisa quest. Okay. Alright. So we got our stuff here. Now we're just gonna go to the quest. Which isn't that far. I was actually gonna see if I needed a teleport, but it's not that far.
Listening to the rain cleanse the earth makes me feel safe.
What is that? You really are plowing through the content. You're going pretty fast. Destroying an album and recreating that sounds like a lot of work. Alright, here's the Abyssal Corruption right here.
Didn't you say Fragment 2 was supposed to be right here? Where the heck is it?
Seems like we've run into a slight hindrance. Can I leave this to you, Honorary Knight?
Sure. What do I do here?
Traveler, Paimon, when this is all over, I'm gonna invite you around for a drink of...
Whoa! Stop thinking about Mondstadt's wine and keep your head in the game! You can't be daydreaming about alcohol before a battle?
Huh?
But you
Trying
there.
to lift our spirits a little. You want to see some photos I took of me and the knights before the expedition, maybe?
Shut up! Can't we please just focus on finding...
Oh wow, that sounds like a Shakugan no Shana. Shut up. That's a Shakugan no Shana thing to say right there. Ooh.